Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and we have something super exciting to take a look at today. As you can see, we have the Outpost Chaos Playset, and this set is really awesome because it's the first time that we've had a really good playset from Mattel like this for the mainline figures. So, something that I personally have definitely been looking forward to, and the artwork is incredibly cool. It honestly gives me that really old school Kenner vibe to it with the different dinosaurs and like the play set. And then you also have actually like an image of the Giganotosaurus back here, like a non-toy version, looking really cool, kind of attacking the Outpost Chaos play set. In this set though, we actually have a Pyro Raptor. I feel like this definitely would have been better served with a Giganotosaurus, since that's kind of the area you find the Giganotosaurus, but we have a Pyroraptor instead, which is still pretty cool because the Pyroraptor isn't the easiestly acquired figure. The only one we've had here in the United States so far is the set with Kayla, so it's cool to have another opportunity to grab a Pyroraptor. But again, the box art looks fantastic here on the front, and then if we turn it around to the back and we take a look at the back, you've got an image here that kind of shows off everything that is included in this set. There's a lot in here, and definitely a lot to put together. So let's go ahead, pull all of the contents out, get it together, and check it out. Okay, so as it appears, we have a mountain of stuff to get put together. You can see there's just a ton of stuff currently here on the review station. So I'm going to go ahead, assemble all of this, because you guys watching it would be pretty boring to just sit there and watch me put this together. So I'll assemble all of this, and then we'll be right back. And we are finished, and as it turns out, this thing, just like I kind of expected, is so absolutely huge and massive that I cannot get it all together up here on the review station. I'm going to have to kind of look at these pieces individually and then take it outside and then kind of put it together out there and show you guys at the end of the video what the whole thing looks like once it's put together, because it is about as epic as it gets when it comes to a playset for a Jurassic World line. This thing is incredibly cool. There's just a lot to it, and I was really impressed with how easy it was to actually put together, but also how easy the pieces go together, because sometimes you'll get like sets like this where it actually takes some pretty hard work at times to snap pieces together and get them to actually stay the right way. That is not the case with this set. This set goes together incredibly smoothly, and so far from what I could tell works perfectly. So you can see that we have all kinds of stuff over here. We've got a really cool area with some gates. We've also got a weapon up there in the left hand corner. You can see our Pyro Raptor down here, as well as a human figure, some sort of a mercenary or employee of this area. And then as you come back up here, you've got that really cool research center type area. And then as you come down here, you've got even more. And this area here, we can actually move. That's just another area of the fence. But you can see the area that we have down here, which I believe would be the area that Claire meets up with her friend, the Dilophosaurus. But again, definitely awesome. There's just a huge amount of stuff here to actually, put this up together all over here in my review area. It probably would have run way out onto my dinosaur statues and everything I have over here to my right. So let's go ahead, jump straight to a closer look at all of this right now. So you pretty much have a few different sections to this set. And the very first part that you'll probably start to put together, as far as what the instructions tell you to put together, would be the gate area. And you can see that we have some really cool gates. Fantastic Jurassic World logo right there in the center. You can also see that we have kind of like that warning tape, and you also have some scratch marks here on the lower and upper part of the door. So clearly they've been encountering some dinosaur issues. You can also see that we have more scratch marks here as you look along. You've got them pretty much all over these posts and everything that hold the gates together. And you also have a pretty cool looking floor here. Again, everything is really highly detailed, so that is a huge plus. Definitely very nicely done from a detailing standpoint. Over here we have a area, first of all, you can see you can articulate this to kind of turn that any way you want it, but you can also articulate the top area as well. So this actually connects the pieces together. So if you use this to connect another area together, this is going to stay stagnant. You're not going to be able to turn it, but you can also connect them and then kind of turn it. So if you want the fence to go that way, you can turn it that way. If you want the fence to come this way, you can turn it this way. So it does allow some really cool creativity when playing with this set or displaying this set. But you also can, again, articulate the top to turn the weapon here. So if you have this stuck in a stagnant position, you can then articulate it up here. You can also go up and down with this as well to aim your weapon. You can also see that we have like some missiles and stuff right here. I guess that's what you would call them, missiles. I don't think you would want to shoot missiles at dinosaurs, but for the sake of this playset, we'll call it a missile, and you can see that it shoots pretty good. I don't know how far it would go, because if I shot that off here into the distance, I would lose it within all of these different dinosaurs. But you can also see that we do have the ability to open the gates. Again, they open outward, but they also can open inward. So it's really up to you which way you would choose to open your gates, but they work pretty nicely and they kind of snap together as well. So this area is definitely fun. If we turn it around, you can see the inside also contains, again, the stickers, and we also have more scratch marks there on the insides of the doors. So this area, again, the beginning area that you start to put together, is definitely pretty fun. Then the next area that you have is that kind of research station type area, and straight away you can see the areas where you kind of connect those pieces. There are two of those pieces that include the weapons, and then there's also another piece that does not include the weapon, actually. It's just the post itself. But this area, actually, you don't need those, because this will connect automatically to the other pieces, or I believe that's how it works. It starts out with the weapon area, and then you have the gate area, which connects to this, and then we have a fence area that connects to this. Then you use the individual piece that does not have a weapon to connect to the other fence area, and then put the weapon on the end. That's how it goes according to the instructions, but you can, of course, do it however you would like. But you can see the lower part here has a really cool rocky area to it, pretty much exactly as you see it in Dominion. There's also an area back here. You can see that you can connect the pieces. So you can really kind of run these all over the place, however you would choose to. It's really up to you how you connect the pieces, as Mattel doesn't just kind of limit you with what you can do with the set. It's up to you and your own creativity, but you can see a very nice, again, rocky area throughout, which looks pretty cool. Then you also have this area here, which has the ladder, and there's actually some claw marks. You can remove this. So first of all, if you would like to, you can have it completely pulled off. It comes out, and you can see here that we have like claw marks and everything there behind the ladder. The ladder is a nice yellow, then the area here, this kind of grate, is like a gray, and you can see more scratch marks and stuff throughout. And again, that just kind of connects and snaps in there. It doesn't even really snap in there, it just basically sits in there, but it sits in there really nicely. And then you have an area here on the inside that shows some areas of the inside of the outpost, but you have a button here, and you can see if we push this, it kind of snaps this back. So now it's slightly broken, so you can use this, I guess, when the Giganotosaurus is attacking or something along those lines, to kind of cause a little bit of damage. It doesn't fall back very far. You can see if we snap that again, it just goes back a little bit, but it definitely is a pretty cool little feature to this set. And then as you move up here a little bit higher, you come up here to the top, you can see we've got a little grassy area. Again, another area with like some banisters. And this area here looks like it could connect to something, so I would assume maybe you could throw like one of the weapons there. I'm not entirely sure. But as you move up, you also have another button right here that activates another area as far as an action feature goes, which we will get to here in a moment. And then you come up here, you've got another kind of a viewing area here. You've got a nice little banister and an area for your, human figure or whatever to stand. Then you've got an area inside here that has this really cool kind of like a glass window type of a look, as well as a doorway to come outside. And then when we turn it around, you can see that the inside, actually we'll do it like this, you can see the inside has some really cool like computer screens and stuff going on. You've got some images of different dinosaurs. Over here, it looks like we have potentially a Brachiosaurus or a Dreadnoughtus, as well as a Pyro Raptor, and it looks like, I think, the Triceratops. And then you've also got, again, a screen down there. And then once you turn over here, you have another, actually two more screens, again, with some more information. It looks like we've got maybe an aerial view of a sauropod, or I'm not too sure exactly what we're looking at right there. And there's also this really large area up here that runs up a little bit higher. And then as we come back over here, we see again that we have this button right here, and to press the button, pops off the banister, and it completely flew away. I don't know where that went, but you can see again that you can cause more damage to the Outpost Chaos Playset with that area, again furthering the fun playability of the set. And then as we move along, we have another fence area. There's not a whole lot going on with this area here, but you can see that you can kind of damage it by knocking this area in. And again, now dinosaurs can escape or get in, whichever they're trying to do, whether it's get in or get out, I don't know. You also again have that kind of window-like look right there. But then as you bring this in, you can see that we have a little sticker that sits up here in this area. I did not apply that very well. You can see it's a little bit crooked. But again, there's not really too much going on with this area. Just basically a cool little area where you can kind of view your dinosaurs and stuff like that. And again, damage the lower part to either have dinosaurs break in or get out. And actually, before we take this piece away, there's also the ability to kind of pull that down. So another area where there's a little bit of damage, you can see some claw marks in that area as well. So maybe the dinosaur reaches up, pulls that down. Again, lots of playability with the set, some of which I may not even know about myself after looking over it for a little bit here. And then the final area of the playset is this, and you can see that we have like a little area here that kind of articulates to, I guess you can capture a dinosaur, put it in here, close that, now the dinosaur cannot get out. That's definitely my takeaway from that area. You also have a screen over here, and what's very interesting about this screen is there's a scan code on it. So the set does have a scan code, and what happens is when you scan this, it'll scan into the Jurassic World Facts app. That's where you would want to scan this, and it allows you to put your smart device up here on this area and sit it here, and it plays all sorts of different noises. And I'm actually going to bring the Jurassic Facts app here in a moment and show you guys exactly what it does, but it's definitely really neat. And other than that, there's not really too much going on with this one. That's just, I think, basically the gist of what this set, or this part of the set, is for, is just to apply the phone up here and then again trap some dinosaurs down here. And I'm going to go ahead, grab the phone really quick, and show you guys again the Jurassic Facts app on this. So my phone isn't actually going to sit inside of it right now because it has the case on it. It's going to stop it from going inside. But if you take a look here, you can see that you have a few different options as far as what you can do. If you click the jungle territory, you've got yourself some really cool jungle-like noises. And you've got all kinds of really cool noises and sound effects that go with the set, which I think is really cool. And then you can choose the Dinosaur Lab. Or the Outpost Chaos. And now you've got clearly some dramatic music occurring here. I love the scream. All kinds of really cool stuff. You've got all sorts of like noises and everything, all kinds of sound effects for the set, which I think is another really cool element to this set that I had no idea coming into this was something that was associated with it until I read the instructions and saw that that was included. So really, really cool on the part of Mattel to go the extra mile and give us even sound effects that you can load up on your smart device. Now, as far as our human character, you can see that I don't know who he is exactly meant to be. He just looks like some sort of mercenary type of a guy. He's basically all black, and that's really about it as far as the coloration goes for him. Like, you can see his boots are black, his pants are black, his vest is black, his shirt's black. He even has black sunglasses. And then, of course, the areas of skin are a skin tone. He's got some brown hair, and he looks cool. He's definitely a fun little addition to this set. And incredibly highly detailed. Also has some nice articulation. He's got the articulation of the head. All your standard articulation when it comes to a Mattel human being. And again, the hip region. You've got the knee. So some really smooth articulation. You can also swivel the midsection as well. So definitely a fun addition to the set, but I don't know exactly who he is meant to represent, or if there is a person he was meant to replicate, but he's still pretty neat. And then, of course, our only dinosaur included in this set, which would be the Pyro Raptor. And we have reviewed the Pyro Raptor in the past, but this one sports a different coloration, so it is a little different from the original one. This one, you can see here, is a a reddish-brown type of a tone for the majority of the color. And then you have a black up here on the face, on the top of the head, actually, leading down into the side of the face. And then you have a little bit of black here on the underside, starts in the throat region, runs back here along the underside and ends in the groin area here of the underside of the Pyroraptor. And then you also have some black picking up right here, and then leading out the length of the tail here along the side. But if you look at it from above, it kind of overtakes the feathers here at the end of the tail and does the same on the opposing side. And that's really about it as far as the primary coloration goes. The sculpt is definitely the same as the previous Pyroraptor. There's no changes, no difference there. But you can see the inside of the mouth has like a maroonish tone. It almost doesn't even look like it has coloration because it's a similar color to pretty much the rest of the body. But you can definitely see the tongue is a slightly different shade and does sport a gloss coat, and the teeth are painted with kind of like an off-white bordering on a yellow, and we have yellow eyes with a black slit-like pupil. And to show you that this one is different, actually we'll go ahead and grab the Fax app code here for you to add it to your collection before I forget to do that. But to show you that this is different from the previous release, here is the Pyroraptor included in the Kayla set. Here is the Pyroraptor from the Outpost Chaos Playset. So you could definitely see that sculpt-wise, again, they are certainly the same figure, but definitely sport a very different color scheme. Similar tones of color used, just very different as far as the way it's applied. I actually think I might like this one, the Outpost Chaos version, a little bit better than the Kayla version, but still both really cool figures for sure, just a different repaint for this new set. So this Outpost Chaos playset from Mattel for the Jurassic World line is definitely really cool. I have decided not to do any of like the size comparisons or anything like that, and I couldn't really get a measurement inside just because it's so huge. And the fact that it kind of articulates, allows you to sort of create any size you would really want for it when it comes to like turning it or straightening it out. So I didn't think that a actual measurement would be all that important in this area, but what I did was, of course, took a bunch of pictures of the set outside, which you can obviously see already, and I included a few different comparison figures to try to give you an idea of the size of the set rather than doing just a straight up size comparison. But again, the set is incredibly cool. It has a lot of playability to it. It's our first really nice big play set like this from Mattel, so straight away that is incredible. And being the very first playset, I feel like it is really nicely done. Mattel definitely delivered on this one. There's a lot that can be done with the set overall. A lot of areas of playability, like the different areas you can kind of damage throughout. You have the really nice articulation on the gates. You have the beautiful kind of outpost area itself with the tower-like area. Again, areas you can damage there. Pretty much replicate many different scenes from the ending of Jurassic World Dominion. Very nicely sculpted throughout. There's a lot of really nice, really fine detail to it. And honestly, if I were a child, this is definitely a dream set. If I were still a kid, when I was young, I would have loved to have had a set like this. So kudos to Mattel for creating something like this for the youth currently, but also for us fun collectors that love this kind of stuff to add to our collection, giving us the opportunity to own something that would be really good for dinosaur toy photography and things of that nature. I also love the fact that they included a really cool scan code for this where you can add, sound effects to it, again, furthering the playability of the set, but also just almost kind of setting the mood for the set as well. And then, of course, you have the addition of the human figure, which he's pretty cool. He's nothing amazing, not really as nice as many of the other Mattel human figures, but he's just kind of like, a generic create a mercenary type of a guy as far as I can tell. I don't know that he's actually meant to replicate anyone specifically, so he's a cool figure, but not really a great figure. But we do have a really nice Pyroraptor, and I think the Pyroraptor is even better than the previously released version from the Kayla set. Of course, the sculpt is great. It needed larger feathers in the arm. I said that in the Kayla set. Definitely really needed that here on this set as well. But at this point, I think this is kind of like your standard Mattel Pyroraptor that we're going to get moving forward. Unfortunately, we don't have that beautiful feathering on the arms, but maybe in the future they'll make another one with, better feathers on the arm. Who knows? Regardless, I like the coloration of this one. It looks like it has coloration from, head to tail, which is a plus. Not anything amazing color-wise, but definitely nice, and I would say probably nicer than the last version. I definitely think I like this one a little bit better. And then, of course, the fact that the playset is massive is always fun. So big that I couldn't even put it together here on my review station. I had to go outside to put it together fully to show you guys how epic of a playset this is. So if you are interested in this, I will include a link in the description to where I purchased mine on Big Bad Toy Store. So make sure you check that link. This is in stock currently. Order yourself this awesome Outpost Chaos playset and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.